In this video, I'll be fixing a power steering leak on my 2007 Acura Tl Type S. If your car makes a loud whining noise like mine for the first 5 to 10 minutes after startup, especially during winter, this fix will most likely solve your issue. The problem is the O-ring on the inlet pipe that goes to the power steering pump. The O-ring that goes on the power steering pump is about this small, and over time it gets old and it's supposed to be rubber and eventually almost gets like plastic, and the seal breaks and air gets in the system and it causes that loud whining noise. So I'll start up the engine to show you what happens, but before I do that, I want you to notice power steering fluid right now, there's no air inside and it's just plain fluid. You'll notice that once I start the engine and I turn it off, power steering fluid is going to come leaking out. What I got here is a replacement O-ring for the power steering pump. I got it online. I'll have the part number in the description if you guys want it. I cheaped out and got it on Temu, but it should work just fine. It's 13 millimeters by 1.9 millimeters. As you can see, I just shut off the engine and it's leaking everywhere. So what I'm going to do next is, after it cools down a bit, after it settles down, I'll top it up again and I'll show you exactly how to change that O-ring. So now that the fluid settled down, I'm going to show you exactly where it is, the O-ring, and how to replace it. Right there, I'm not sure if you can see it, there's a 10 millimeter bolt right where the inlet pipe connects to the power steering pump. About where my middle finger is, I'm not sure if you can see it. We unscrew this bolt and this should come right off, and I'll show you how to change the O-ring. When I unbolt this, I expect a bit of power steering fluid to leak down here. So I'll be placing a bit of paper towels underneath here just in case. I don't want it to get dirty fluid. What I'm using is a 10 millimeter wrench, and going in from this angle, trying to bolt. It's a bit tricky to get at because it's a tight spot, but it's possible. There we go. Wasn't tight at all, and when I retighten it afterwards, you don't want to put a lot of torque on it. I didn't mention this in the video, but later you'll want to tighten this bolt to 8 foot-pounds of torque. Yeah, there's a little fluid that leaked, but that's okay. So I just took off the inlet pipe from the power steering pump. The O-ring did not stay on it. It stayed inside the hole. So you can see right there, the little black outline. I'm gonna remove that O-ring and I'll show you what it looks like. I took it out. It's supposed to go right on top here, but obviously it's very stretched out. It stayed in there, I guess, and did a horrible job at sealing because air was getting inside. So, well, here, I'll show you the difference in size.
this is the real size. This is what it's supposed to be like. And I'll stretch this over this piece here, and I'll show you what that looks like. If you remove it and you see that your car has a new orange piece like that, it means that someone already changed it. If it's still black, most likely it's been there since the car was made, and that's probably why it's become bad and it's whining. So I've got my little O-ring here, and now what I'm gonna do is simply just stretch it over this piece. Just like that. So now what I'm gonna do is just tighten it in the same place again. I'm gonna grab my bolt and I'm gonna align it with the hole. I'm gonna start by tightening it by hand, so it'll be easier later when I tighten it with the wrench. When I tighten it with my wrench, you don't want it to be too tight. Only tighten it so it's snug. One turn, it's not quite snug yet, and that should be good. Now I've removed my paper towel over there. I'm gonna start up my car, and I will try and bleed the system by turning the wheels left and right a couple times. You'll hear it whine louder and louder, like when I turn the wheels. Eventually, it should quiet down now, because air won't be able to get in the system, and now I'm gonna bleed the air, so it should quiet down. If I take a look now, there's clearly much less bubbling going on. There's still a bit, like if you see, it's still, still a bit foamy, but really not as much as earlier. There's probably still a bit of air in the system, so I'll continue to turn the wheels left and right over and over again, and I'll show you a video in a few minutes when it quiets down and there's no more bubbling. What I can do also is top it up, because there's still a little gap of air, so what I can do is just top it up to make sure everything will work great. 30 seconds after I took the last clip, I turned the wheels left and right a few times, now completely quiet. There's no more whining noise. The engine. I am going to take a look inside the reservoir now, see if there's any foaming at all, and there's none. If you take a look inside, earlier there was still a bit left, a bit of foaming left. Now there's none at all. It's fixed. No more whining noise every time I start my car in the winter. So I hope this video has helped you fix your problem with your car. Hopefully it was as easy as me. I just need a 10mm wrench. I unbolted it. I just put the little O-ring on, slapped it back on, and everything works great now. It only took a minute or two just turning the wheels left and right, but now super quiet. There's no more whining noise when I start it up, and yeah, cheap and easy fix. Only cost a few bucks for the O-ring. Again, I'm gonna link the part number for the O-ring in the description. I just went on Temu. I cheaped out. I grabbed the cheapest one I could find, but it might last less long, the rubber from Temu, but I doubt it. I mean, it's just a little piece of rubber. I think it's gonna last the same amount of time.
You can always grab it OEM from Acura. It's like 80 cents. So yeah, thanks for watching.